Aries, welcome to your weekly Sidereal forecast for June 29th through July 5th. Happy July. My name is Athen. Let's go ahead and have a look at your chart for this week. So we've got a lot of aspects actually taking place, all centered around this full moon, which is over here in your ninth house, which is about the philosophy, travel, long distance matters, the expansive elements of our life path, everything that is about the adventurous aspects of life. So conjuncting up to Pluto nonetheless this full moon, and this is always a culmination point and an awareness point. So culmination of the last 6 months in this area, for those of you who've been starting off new beginnings in this area of your life, and also of the past 2 weeks where you set off on new beginnings in relation to perhaps the material side of things and or your mental concepts and learning side of things, which has been the new moon right on the cusp between your second and your third house. So now a culmination of that's always an awareness time. That's happening on Wednesday. And so coming into this week, leading into this full moon, the energies are going to be quite high all week actually. We've got Venus trining up to Uranus going exact on Monday. So you perhaps were feeling this over the weekend. This is always that liberating feeling, and here it's involving the relationships for you, or perhaps your values and maybe financial side of things, because those are the areas that Venus rules for you in your chart. Conjuncting up to Jupiter all week long is really magnifying these areas. So definitely 7th house, 2nd house for you. Lots of opportunities there, I would say, continuing this week. Monday being a high point with that, I would say, with that exact trine up from Uranus, which is all this freedom energy of your spiritual freedom, spiritual freedom through dream space, meditation, things like that you've been hopefully finding that liberation through is now supporting those areas. And it's all in the house of home and family, of past, of roots. And this is where you've had these opportunities for the past almost year with Jupiter here. But now with Venus here, hopefully you have been enjoying these aspects of life, home, family, past roots, and can be certainly some more opportunities with those things this week. Now Monday through Thursday, this conjunction will be exact. So pretty much the whole week, I would say, you've got these things here. Jupiter does naturally rule your 9th house and your 12th house. So I think enjoying the spiritual side of things, which can mean a lot of different things for all of us. We all meditate in different ways. But spiritual side of things, and also, again, these 9th house matters because Jupiter will be ruling this full moon, which is happening in Sagittarius. So very much synced with expanding your view of home, family, things like this in that very overall life perspective, which is the 9th house. So that's the early part of the week. Wednesday, Thursday, later part of the week, we've got these aspects with the sun still involving very much this whole full moon, which is going to be very transformative. One thing I want to say about this Pluto is that there has been lots of changes perhaps to these philosophical or life path related things, and this full moon can really accentuate that, and you can really become aware of those transformations and changes, and how to allow change, want change to occur in the life path, with philosophy, with travel, whatever it is you're involved with there. So very important. And the sun will be trining up to Neptune during this time period, Wednesday, Thursday, supporting a nice flow and imagination and faith, really, when it comes to your intentions centered around your communications and your thoughts, which is really highlighted right now at the moment with both your ruler Mars and the sun transiting that 3rd house of communications, thoughts, learning, writing, reading, everything like that, which is all very good for you right now at the moment. Channeling that energy into those things. I think this week, though, I think you can find those very relaxing, very meditative, and just overall having that trust and faith with those things that are unfolding in your life in that area. Now, along with that, Mars will be squaring up to the North Node, and so will this full moon. So here, this North Node, this whole life path has been about your self-improvement and growth, which is the North Node transiting that 6th house. So here, over this part of the week, middle to late part, put in that constructive energy, that Mars energy of intention towards your self-improvement, health, diet, helping others, your work, your daily work environment. These are all things that are seen from this 6th house for you. And that's what this whole year is about. So in general, that's where you want to be putting in energy. And this week is certainly emphasizing that. Thursday, we've got Mercury sextiling up to Uranus. So freeing up a lot of the ideas and thoughts and communications centered around these values, and perhaps financial things, which I think are on your mind. And there can be perhaps some new things coming in there because Uranus is sudden things, sudden opportunities there, but mostly relating to the way you think about things, I think, and maybe things relating on the day-to-day level involving your values, which is, of course, what Mercury rules in your chart. Mercury will be squaring up to, Mercury's making a lot of aspects, by the way, the second half of the month. He'll be squaring up to Chiron here on Friday. And so this whole reflection and retrograding energy here of your 11th house, perhaps you've been reflecting on friends, how those are going, how you can give back more to your community, to society at large, to anything technological or innovative there, reflecting on those things with these retrograde planets. I think there's more to learn about that this week, and I think that can certainly come in and be quite healing, I think, around Friday in particular, especially again relating to your values and simple pleasures of life. Now, over the weekend, Friday and Saturday, Mercury will be sextiling up to Jupiter, so nice opportunities even more so from the home and family sector, which is, like I said, really amplified for you right now at the moment. More opportunities to understand more about all this ninth house stuff. Really, I think a lot of understanding is taking place for you involving these ninth house matters, especially with Mercury sextiling Jupiter. So Mercury is the practical, analytical mind. So really understanding that stuff. And maybe some opportunities here too with the material, simple pleasures of life as well. Now, also over the weekend, we've got Mercury then sextiling up to Venus, of course, because these two are very close. So really just all weekend long sextiling up to this conjunction. So really amplifying those two areas that I mentioned. Saturn is changing houses this week, going into your 7th house towards the weekend. We'll be feeling this probably even more so next week once he really makes his way into that 7th. So this is signifying that there's perhaps some final lessons or final things that need to be restructured in the in the relationship side of your life, which is, of course, that 7th house. So relationships, one-on-one connections, legal matters, business, things relating to basically any type of contract or mutual agreement, which is where you've had Saturn transiting for almost the past 3 years now, minus his recent entry into your 8th since the later part of last year. But, think about those things, those 7th house matters, particularly, I would say, around relationships, about commitment, hard work, determination that you can certainly put into now for the next couple months while Saturn does his retrograde back into your 7th. So, Aries, I hope you guys have a nice week. If you're new to this form of astrology, do check out masteringthezodiac.com, or if you'd like a personal session, and I'll talk to you all next time. Take care.